helper, oh, my helper, my helper, oh, my helper. There is something that makes me come into your presence, my helper. There is something that makes me come into your presence, my helper. My dear, God is my helper. It's not easy. Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. You know, since this interview started, every day the interview is over, I will not sleep from 1 o'clock till 5 when I normally have my morning prayer. Because my mind will be good. Maybe I think of my mom, think of my father, think of my home, think of other things I will remember. That has not been easy. Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. But when parents regards you as a daughter and as a son, God who created you will give you the wisdom and understanding to live up to the expectation of that your parents, and that God have been on my side. There is something I didn't tell you first. This wonderful father of mine and wonderful mother of mine, my mother, where she comes from Amugu, a place called Amugu. Her father's name is Ojuku, and her mother's name is yes. So wonderful woman, tall and beautiful as my mom. But she stayed long, you know, to the extent that, you know, as she was trying to bend like this, you know, very jovial somebody, and they love my father too. Times she crack jokes with my father. We have been lucky. God made it so, because she has a wonderful husband that love my father as her in-law, and my mother, her in-laws love her, and myself, my in-laws love me. Can you see the process, you know, the God's work going? So she was a rich woman. You know, those days you are rich if your husband have ban or baji, you know, and you're able to meet near your husband. You know, if your husband have 20 bands, then you have 10. They regard you as a rich woman. So my ochum, my grandmother was a rich woman, very kind and loving, and just like her daughter, who is my mother. So that's where she comes from, Amogu. She has a brother called John, which you could the only one. I think this one is well, it just happened that my brother was born and her husband was the only one male, and me too, my only one boy, you know, that kind of thing. So that's where she comes from. And my grandmother used to crack joke with her in-law, that's my father. Sometimes he will say, Frederick, all the follow auntie. Because my father follow it when he wants to crack joke. So follow it. He may know, he may talk, he may talk about mammy nishi. You know, that why you do net on your head. I'm just trying to what I was catching on those little days I was young. You know, that kind of, I was just enjoying the joke. This is young mammy nishi. You know, that kind of, shower too. You know, that kind when they were cracking jokes. He loved my dad. That was it. So that's where she comes from. And like I told you, my dad is the only son, and they have 3 sisters, Uboko, Dawa, and that has 3 ladies and 1 boy. Okay, is that Uboko, whom I told you they were in charge of this Assembly of God. When she was dying, she brought 1 big Bible that they should give it to Mama. You know, that kind of, and then the Assembly people brought her, okay, they said Mama should show where they were buried. She married, but they didn't bury her on one side. So that's about where she comes from. And then, you know, I stopped, have thought about the burial, and on the burial, I didn't mention, you know, I said we stayed 2 weeks at home with my husband and my in-law, Ernest Olumba, who married my only sister. You know, we were 2, Joy, one, and myself. So that man was is a wonderful man too. He lost my mom so much. You know that we have been lucky. Okay, from my grandmother, the in-law, he was so like a son, and then from my mother too, my in-law, brother-in-law, loves her so much. At times when I come home, anytime I come from Lagos to come and visit her, she used to show me big okporoko, this long okporoko, because Mama loves okporoko, the storefish, you know. And then there was less blouse and George, because my mom likes wearing George. She's a fashionable woman. She likes wearing George and less, you know, my in-law. But that, and if this my in-law who married my sister, anytime he hears anything about Mama or anything somebody is trying to disturb, she will from Port Harcourt run to here. So that's how I know about it. He's a wonder. He didn't have money, but so during the love was there, you know. So the woman was lucky, had no major, but then had two wonderful sons. He lost my husband, who lost her, and he lost my husband more than anything. And the other son-in-law, two of them lost him, you know, lost her. So that's on that side. So during the burial, as I said, my in-law was there with me and the children, and the wives too. Like I said, the 3 wives. There's one they call Jemima. That Jemima is too close to Mama. You know, okay? Mama lost her mother and the others. I don't know anyway the way I was, you know, seeing them. So most of the time, she's, no matter even if she does something, Mama get not bet. The only thing was this disobedient. And but the one that Mama sent by that teacher that I told you, we always with outside people. They will be advising her that because she doesn't stay. Mama will say every woman will bath in the morning, and then at least 2 times a day. She will not bath from morning till evening. Mama will say before visitor you come to attend to visitors in their parlor, the woman must dress neatly and bath. She will not. Rather, she will take cloth to this thing and take cloth. This is one of the reasons Mama sent her. Because when you can't do it, when those things that makes one happy, you don't do it. Apart from she has got a son and she feels well, she has arrived anyway. So, but she has only one son, like I said, Benji. And so I think this Benji compared her, you know, because he always listened to outside people. He's not using his wisdom. So that's why I think all the time the way he's behaving that way. But that's not for him, because even my first pocket money when I was in secondary school in 1967, when he was small, I bought him short neck and you know, that sort of, it was being the only, you know, we lost all our brothers and we have got this one, you know. But unfortunately it doesn't reciprocate, because Mama thought if you get all these boys, we 2 girls, me and my sister, these boys will surround us, you know, like. But unfortunately his case wasn't like that. But this, like I told you, the 3 of them, Jemima is closer, and this Jemima is the one that is the mother of Umaruche, Tunde, James, Menema, Sengebara, and these other boys are a bit closer to me. All of them, I communicate with them in phone. I know their phone, and it's only Benji, I didn't know it. So this time around, I told them that I'm going to have a meeting with them by January 2014. Before coming here, I told them that I'm going to have meeting with all our Cebu's children, and then some of them who are not in the law to advise them, preach to them to, you know, despite what God has been doing for me, and for them to be in God, and for them to be in love one another. Because this Benji, it seems like these children, all these children, don't ask of them, don't ask where they are, you know, that kind of. But so I think that's his character. Everybody his own way, and he followed because he listened to outside people. So during that wedding, I told you, my in-law was there with us and the children and my sister. The 3 wives, I meant 2 weeks of wakekeeping, and the 3 wives were there too, always every night with us. That's Chinchataram, Love, and Jemima. We were always there. It's only that Benji was around. He wasn't coming to sit with us in the parlor. You can imagine? Okay? So, throughout, I told you, Mama was sick and at the Port Harcourt and Omahia. Didn't go to see her. He'll be coming from Port Harcourt. He will take the 1 loaf of bread he has to go and give to her mother. That, you know, I told you after they are not behaving, when Mama asked them to go and live where Papa, our father, for my house was. And then, because the one that we are staying is the one built by my mother. Said, I can't sweat and suffer and build and then marry, use my money and buy all with you, that you know, you feel you have got. I know that you will get children. That's why I want married you to get children to live in my husband's house. So when we are gone, there will be people. But that won't make you to bluff and look down. You know, that kind of thing. So the 3 wives, like I said, they were there too during all the wage keeping. And my Papa Maziki, Walaka, It's another person that we take as a brother. So close with my father and my mother. The only thing, everything my mother is doing, even when my dad is dead, you must tell him, this man is the richest, is the most educated, and very gentle, very kind, and quiet man in Abaya. You understand? So his wife is called Lilian. Very his age group of my mama, and they call the age group uke clean. That's women that are neat, you know, that kind of. So it's a friend to mama and an age group to mama. This has his wife, that's Lilian, and their wife son Osi is still they travel, always travel to Canada and come back. So then so this has the only best person in all the brothers of my father, you know, that are too close, and it doesn't support what people are doing. You know, people not, but those of them that thought, they, you know, since they don't have male child, if Papa die, they will go and take our land, take our things. But when Mama married all this and boys, the children are coming up, they weren't happy, you know, jealous, envy. So those of them, you know, and everywhere there are people that love you and there are people that, because of that. So they are the ones, one or two of them that are the people engineering Benji, causing confusion, causing trouble. That even today, say I told you that the day of February, I think, or the day, the day to the place where my sister were going to buy something. Seven they called people, and this is the person they Benji calling other children, gathering them, you know. So I forgot to tell you that during that time, he gave me, he says sister, she will take 5,000, that they are students and they don't have money. I told you he's the most grown up. Moluche wasn't around, the one that lived with me. I told you I trained not in university but in handwork. He trained premises and he learned handwork. He's doing fine. The one I told you that went to South Africa, he wasn't around. That one is closer to me. It's the one I told you when he came back, he came to Port Harcourt to come and see Mama. You understand? It's from Jemima side, and that Jemima is closer to Mama among the wives. And his wife is the one too that come when he married her. He always come and sweep Mama's wife. She clean Mama's, so wash Mama her baby. Benji wife never even touch. And Mama gave them a room, and he gave this Benji because of his attitude. Benji said he wanted the room in the parlor. My Mama said, no, I won't give you. You have given you a room in the yard. When you get money, you go and build your own house and go and live. That's the attitude, because when you come here, you remember when I told you I came back from overseas. I went to take him from the mother side, because when he was going, my mother was going, he took him, and they said later when they ready, they bring for me. I gave him my address. So then when he came back to Mama, he had trouble with the mother's people. He came back to Mama. But then I told her I was living with one which Chen also, Echefu, and the other ones. There were many. So Mama said, no, there we had many people on the hand, and now they should go to George, my sister. And you know, I told you how he went there. Why I'm saying this, where there are good, there are, well, I'm not saying it's bad, but in his own character, he seems to be shameful like the mother. The mother is always depending on outside and behaving with outside, and you know, that kind of. The mother was the person cooking for me, or I call her Chi, all the time, Chi Buddha. It's not that I hate that, but it's just the attitude, you know, that kind of. And one of them at times when there are this peace in my life, I've been from my youth. Preaching peace. If anything they have misunderstanding with Mama, I will call Mama. I will talk, please, Mama, please endure. Then I'll call them in my room. I will advise them. You understand? I've been preaching peace, and that peace, great, gracious Spirit, Holy Ghost, taught by thee we convert most of the greatest of the tree. On the best is love.